Friday, October 2nd, and I'm still mostly sane. If you go to my website, on there you're going to be able to download, go to the poetry one, at the very top of the poetry thing, it says Idiom Notes, and you can download that. If you do it right now, apparently the answers are still on there, but because you're watching this at home, you're out of luck because I changed it. Because apparently it uploaded the answers the first time because technology. Make sure the 9-week assessment stories for Monday. Looking forward to it in 5 days. So you got idioms. Not idiot, like how I feel right now. An idiom is going to be a phrase, phrase that has two different meanings. It's going to have a figurative and it's going to have a literal definition. I would normally say write this down, but it's right in front of you, so I don't know, just trace it with your finger and have like the learning go into your head and be like, looks like you're petting it. Like, oh, that's creepy. And that way you can make the learning happen. You can pretend you're like the other classes who actually have to write stuff down. Phrase with two definitions, figurative and literal. Hiccup. The two definitions we have would be figurative and literal. As an example, if I were to use the phrase, technology is driving me up a wall right now, that's an idiom. If you've never heard or don't understand English very well, that's a very confusing phrase, and it's not going to make a whole lot of sense to you. But if you know the figurative meaning, what do I mean when I say technology is driving me up a wall? Todd?
Driving me crazy.
It's driving me crazy. But if you are, that would be the figurative definition, the common definition, the one we all know it to be. On the white sheet, by the way, you should not be writing on that yet, because I've not told you what to do with it. So if you're writing there, that would be silly, just extra work that you don't have to do. Then the literal definition would be the word-for-word definition of a phrase. When I say technology is driving me up a wall, and you're unfamiliar with English, what would that mean to you if you were to take it word for word? Shalfit?
It means like it's something. Technology is literally putting you up a wall.
There you go. It's going to be putting me into a vehicle and going up a vertical surface. And I'm like, why technology? Why? Just like, well, it drives because technology. So that's how idioms work. So we're going to go through and take a look at a couple of idioms and make sure you guys can break them down into which side is the figurative and which side is the literal. So hopefully that makes things a little bit easier for you now that you have the notes right in front of you. Let's do focus. Yay! Technology. So those of you who are playing at home, now it's in focus for you. Let's take a look at this one. If I were to tell you that test is a piece of cake, when I say that, well, let's back up. Lyndon Mayer, what are my two definitions?
Figurative and literal.
This is where having the notes in front of you help out. Figurative and literal. Hess, what does figurative mean?
The common definition.
Good use of your notes also. The common definition. If I were to say this test, Monday's test, is a piece of cake, and you understand what it means, Abigail, what does that mean?
It's easy.
Works for me. This assessment is extremely easy. Rebecca, what is the definition of literal?
The word-for-word definition.
Good use of your notes also. The word-for-word definition of the phrase, the funny definition. If you are new to English, and I were to tell you that our test is a piece of cake, what does that mean? Other Garrison?
It means that your test is literally a piece of cake and people would end up eating their test.
Nicely done. The one change I'm going to make is I'm going to say we can't globetrotter this. Globetrotters are weak human beings by nature, which means that when they define idioms literally, they will use the words literally, and then they're going to use the verbs and nouns from it and say, it means you're literally eating a piece of cake. That's globetrotter stuff. We're heroes. We're stronger than that. So when we do the literal one, you cannot use any of the verbs or nouns from the idiom. And you cannot use the word literally or actually. So as an example, for this test is a piece of cake, I can't use piece or cake or test. So I would say, this quiz is a tasty frosted dessert. Because it requires more thinking and makes us feel better than globetrotters because that's our natural state of being. Okay, now we'll practice another one. It is raining cats and dogs. So, first step, Birdie, what are my two definitions? As in, yes.
The figurative and the literal.
Nicely done. Did you huffy sign me? That was adorable. The figurative, Cover, what does figurative mean?
It's the common definition.
Nicely done. do you guys know what raining cats and dogs means? Which is why I had to cancel cross country the other day, because I thought it was going to rain cats and dogs. It ended up just raining like mice and crickets, which was kind of embarrassing, but whatever. Parody!
It means that it's raining really, really hard.
Nicely done. And it did not rain really, really hard. I thought it was going to, and I failed. And then we get to the literal, Governor. And what does literal mean?
The word for word definition.
Now, do you feel you can do the word for word without using the word rain, or cat, or dog, or the word literally? Emma?
Small furry animals are falling from the sky.
That would work. Small furry animals are falling from the sky. Levi?
Can I use your example here?
No, that'd be horrible cheating.
Okay.
Good try.
So, preferred pets are falling from a cloud.
Nicely done. Preferred pets are falling from a cloud. Garrison?
I said 2 different types of animals are getting pulled from the sky by gravity.
That would work. I did felines and canines are dropping from the air. The same idea. Hess? Yeah.
Common house pets are falling vertically from the clouds.
Nicely done. Let's look at you are a total couch potato. So first one, Regan, what are my 2 definitions?
Figurative and literal.
Figurative and literal. The figure definition is going to be our common definition, the one we know it to mean. If you've been called a couch potato at some point in your life, hopefully you know what it means. Lou, do you know what a couch potato is?
Someone who's lazy.
Works for me. I put you are lazy and do nothing but watch telly. For the literal one, once again, you cannot use the words couch or potato, and you can't just put, you're a carrot. No, carrots aren't potatoes. Yes, I'm aware carrots are not potatoes, but you're going to have to be a bit more accurate than that. Nellie?
You are a starch sitting on a piece of furniture.
That would work. You are a starch sitting on a piece of furniture. Levi?
You are a vegetable that is mindlessly watching TV from the comfort of a furniture.
Works for me. I did. You are a sofa-dwelling, round, brown veggie. The same idea. Sometimes you're going to hit an idiom that someone uses that you're not going to understand because you've never heard it before. There are a lot of idioms that are out there, and there are idioms that you're like, what are you talking about? That is not. It's okay. When we get to idioms, back up. How many of you guys have never heard of this idiom? You are a silver-tongued devil, which is fine. I tried to find one. I didn't think many of you would know. It's like a grandparent idiom. I had to reach back. The dinosaurs used to say it when they were talking to each other. So if you've never seen an idiom before, of the 2 definitions, which definition can you still do?
Literal.
Why?
Because
Abigail?
Because it's like the funny definition.
And you can do it word for anyone can always do the literal one. It's just you take it word for word. Figurative requires you to have heard it before. Those of you who have heard this one before, what does it mean if you are a silver-tongued devil? Cover?
You easily persuade people easily.
Nicely done. You are very convincing when you talk. You're a smooth talker, and you can get people to come over to your side using little confusing facts and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, yeah, the words you say are good. But let's say that those of you who've never heard it before, what is it you would assume when someone calls you a silver-tongued devil? What is it you are thinking they are saying? Hess?
That I'm a demon
Uh-huh.
with a mineral muscle.
Uh-huh. Works for me. A demon with a mineral muscle. Why not? Bertie?
A metallic mouth Satan.
That would work also. Metallic mouth Satan. Garrison?
You ate a can of spray paint,
And then don't forget the other part.
and you're evil.
Nailed it. I put, he is a demon with a mouth muscle that is very shiny. Same idea as you go through. Now, here's what you're going to be doing for the homework. We're going to be taking that same idea and trying to have a little bit of fun with it. So you're going to be finding an idiom that we've not covered yet. You cannot do one of the ones we've already done. You cannot make up your own idiom. That's not how idioms work. An idiom, by definition, has to have a common part to it. So you can't just say, oh, you're a knee tickler. What's that mean? Oh no, just made it up. Doesn't work. It has to be something that we've heard before. And so, like this one, don't let the cat out of the bag. That's going to be an example of an idiom. So you would write an idiom, whatever one you want to go with, you would write it on your paper. Then, below that, you have to tell me the figurative definition. What is the figurative definition of don't let the cat out of the bag? What does it mean, Todd?
Don't tell a secret.
Don't tell a secret. So if you're figurative, you would write down, don't tell a secret. Then, the fun part, you have to draw a picture that goes along with it. And so here, there's a picture of someone trying to zip their lips. By the way, zip your lips, that's an idiom. And so they're in the process of trying to stop that. Then, what is the literal of don't let the cat out of the bag? If you were to take it word for word. Parody?
Don't let the animal out of the sack.
Works for me. And they said almost the same thing. Don't let the feline out of the sack. And there you've got them trying to tie a cat down so that it can't escape. It's the same idea. That's what I'm going to have you do. Can we use stick figures? Yes and no. I have no problem with stick figures because I'm not a very good artist either, as long as you put clothing on them. You have to put box on top, box on bottom. I don't want naked stick figures because it's creepy. So you have to at least put clothing on them, and then you can just have little sticks and little stick hands, and that's fine. Can we just make the sticks different colors for clothing? No, because that looks like a naked person that just ran through paint, and that makes it even more creepy. So, I can't draw a box. Yes, you can. You're a liar. Everyone can draw a box. Take a stick figure, bend them, box. And so you're good to go. So you can use stick figures, that's fine. What I'm looking for you to do is be able to just fill the box with picture and make it look all pretty. Do we have to fill the box? No. If you want higher than a C-, yes. If you're happy with a C-, then no. You can just stick a little thing in the middle and be fine. Let's take a look at one more. It cost me an arm and a leg. Figurative on that one is going to be, there we go,
That it was really expensive.
really expensive, and there's someone who's paying for something really expensive. Literal one. Yes?
To pay the expense, I had to chop off 2 limbs.
Nicely done. They went for, I paid with a calf and a forearm. But it's the same idea. She was caught red-handed. It's the same idea. If you're caught red-handed, it means you're caught in the act. Or, and this one was tough because you can't use the word red or handed. So you'd have to use, maroon palmed, and then you can do something like that. Example ones, which I will also put up there for you too. These are example ones. This is not all the idioms. There are thousands of idioms out there. These are just a few I tried to throw up there for you. If you read one and you don't know what it means, if you get to one that's like, over one's head, I don't know what that means. I'm like, well, that's okay because it's over your head. You're like, what? And if you don't get it, then don't choose it because you can't do the figurative one if you don't understand what it is. So make sure you have one that you understand. Like if you do toss his cookies, that's fine if you understand what the 2 different meanings are. So you're going to pick one that works for you, and that's what the white sheet will become. You're going to go through and do that. Todd?
Can't you just look up the meaning of the idiom?
Yeah, that's fine.
So you can pick one you don't.
If you want to, that sounds like a lot of work and research, and most kids are dumb. But if you find one that you really want to do, and you're like, but I don't know what it means, absolutely. If you want to go out and learn on your own, I'm not going to stop you from learning. More power to you with that learning thing. I've heard it happen sometimes. But if not, then you can go with one. Or you can Google idiom, and you'll get a whole list of them there too, and then that's fine with me. That's all I have for you. I think we got through it. I tried to rush through it. I was afraid I was going to be a little behind. I think the bell rings in just a moment. Yeah.
Is this homework?
No, it's homework. When is it due?
Thursday, October 8th.
Nice. Unless you ask me, then when is it due?
Monday.